We are smack in the middle of this massive shift in how software gets made. I mean, AI is embedding itself right into the coding process, and it is changing everything. And honestly, it's happening way faster than pretty much anyone expected.
So the big question on everyone's mind is this new wave of tech a programmer's best friend? Or is it kind of like a hidden foe, threatening the very nature of the job? That's the real heart of the issue, and that's what we're going to unpack right now.
All right, so first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What exactly are we talking about when we say AI code generation?
Well, at its core, it's all about plugging this incredibly powerful AI right into a programmer's daily grind. We're talking about tools that can suggest the next line of code, finish out entire functions for you, or even, and this is the wild part, build whole chunks of a program just from a simple sentence you type in plain English. And listen, this is a really, really crucial point. The conversation isn't actually about AI just straight up replacing developers. No, it's about a fundamental change in how they work. The job isn't disappearing, not at all. It's transforming into something new.
Okay, let's start with the friend side of the argument. Let's look at the optimistic view. What are the reasons to believe AI is a really powerful, positive force for coders?
And, the potential benefits are huge. First off, you're talking about a massive speed boost, right? Getting stuff built and out the door way faster. Then there's the fact that AI can handle all the boring, repetitive tasks. The boilerplate code that everyone hates writing. That frees up developers to focus on the more creative, interesting parts of the job. It also lowers the barrier to entry for beginners and, get this, can even help senior developers get unstuck on really complex, tricky problems. And you can see this change so clearly when you look at the workflow. The before picture, it's just full of manual, slow stuff. Looking up syntax, going through the same debugging loops over and over. But with AI, a lot of that just gets streamlined, or it's gone completely. And this right here is the fundamental shift. The developer's role moves from being purely a writer of code to being more of an editor and architect.
So yeah, that's really the heart of the friend argument. The AI isn't the boss, it's not the lead architect. Think of it as this superpowered assistant that handles all the routine grunt work, letting the human developer focus on the big picture stuff, the creativity, the design, the real innovation.
But it's not all sunshine and roses, right? There's a whole other side to this coin, a very real set of concerns that paints AI in a much more cautious, maybe even adversarial light.
The potential drawbacks are pretty serious. An AI can spit out code that looks absolutely perfect but has these subtle, really hard to find bugs hiding inside. Then there's the fear of over-reliance. What if developers just get so used to the tool that their own core coding skills start to get rusty? And what about junior developers? How are they supposed to learn the fundamentals of an AI is always just giving them the answer? And we haven't even gotten to the massive questions about security holes or, who actually owns the code the AI writes. And that question, man, that one gets right to the heart of it. If the AI writes the code, who's on the hook when it breaks? The developer who used it? The company that made the AI? It just opens up this giant can of worms when it comes to accountability. Really, the deep-seated concern here is that we could end up with a future full of developers who are brilliant at writing prompts for an AI, but don't actually know how to build something from the ground up, how to debug it when it goes wrong, or how to truly understand a complex system.
So, okay, we've got these two totally different pictures of the future, don't we? But maybe, just maybe, framing this whole thing as a simple friend versus foe fight is missing the bigger picture.
When you really break it down, you realize these two sides aren't completely separate. Both of them have a point, right? AI is a tool that can boost creativity, but it can also be a crutch that gets in the way of learning. The truth is, the reality is going to be messy, it's going to be complex, it's somewhere in the middle of these two columns. And that, I think, is the real key. This isn't some battle that one side is going to win. It's just a new reality, a new world that we all have to figure out how to navigate. And that goes for everyone, from individual developers all the way up to the biggest tech companies out there.
So where do we go from here? Well, the path forward seems to have a few key parts. First, we have to embrace AI as a tool, something that assists us, not something that replaces our judgment. Second, the skill of critically reviewing code just became 10 times more important. You have to be able to verify everything the AI spits out. And finally, we absolutely have to rethink how we educate and train developers for this new AI-assisted world. So when you boil it all down, the question isn't if AI is going to code with us. That ship has sailed. It's here. The real question, the one we all have to answer now, is how? How are we going to choose to build the future of software together?